So my daughter gets her meals at home for breakfast, snacks at school. I send her a bag lunch after school. She's in daycare, and they give her snacks, and then we do dinner at home. Sometimes we do it out.
I make sure my kids stay alive mostly, but try to make sure that they brush their teeth, that they eat 3 meals a day, and trying to get that vegetable content up is really hard with my two.
I work, my wife works, so it's just hard to fit everything in.
It's really hard. I have to plan days ahead.
It's just days you're just exhausted. When you have 2 kids, that's a lot of work. And so sometimes you get exhausted.
I feel very lucky, and that is because I don't work outside. I have time to make all the meals.
I'm a single mom. I work full time, sometimes into the nights and on weekends. And so we have a busy life of running around, going to soccer, going to work, and keeping up with activities.
So if I have the time, I can actually sit there and make the meals. But when I don't have the time, that's when the options are slim.
We probably eat out or bring food in once or twice a week, maybe 3 times a week if it's a crazy week.
There's 2 things that go into deciding whether or not we're going to eat out. One is how much is it going to cost, and the other is what we can agree upon.
Well, we look to find a restaurant that's going to have a healthy option for our kids. If it's all something that does not have a good kid option, then we don't go there.
Your standard kids meal is going to be either the chicken nuggets, the mac and cheese, or the cheeseburger, and maybe some sort of pizza or a simple pasta, but yeah, that's kind of usually it.
Unfortunately, there isn't a lot of choices. And if there are, they're more pricier.
The sides are French fries, or one place has yogurt, but it's a really sweet, super sugary yogurt. And then there are apples, but they have this weird chemical on them to preserve them and keep them from turning brown that tastes disgusting.
The size of the soda is ridiculous because we know if they drink too much soda, they lose the appetite to eat healthy foods.
I really like it when they can choose to have what they want and also what I want them to have. Because if I tell them they can't have French fries because they have to eat the green beans, that's not going to go over well. But if they have both of them and then I say you have to eat the green beans first, then I might be able to get them to eat the green beans.
And it's so frustrating when you can have the healthy food or the yummy food, but that's not very healthy. It's either going to be the side of vegetables or it's going to be the French fries.
I feel like every time I go, I have to dread going to feed them, trying to figure out which is the best, healthiest, cheapest place. It's not even fun anymore.
I'm very strict with the food, and specifically with sodas, some chips, or something I know is not a healthy food to give my kids.
I try really hard to teach my kids about nutrition, but they're kind of stuck on often what is advertised to them.
I'm really lucky in that Quincy likes to eat healthy food. The challenge is me getting it and having it available for her.
If they're not eating the right way, then they're not performing well in the classrooms like that.
That whole idea of you are what you eat is quite literal. What you put into your kids becomes who they are.
Well, a big health concern that I worry about is diabetes. And that's something in the Black community that is a big risk factor for us. In my family's high blood pressure is a big thing.
I recently found out that I'm pre-diabetic, so I really need to start changing how I eat. My doctor told me, and she's like, and how's your daughter? Because she's going to be eating and doing everything that you do. So if you're having these challenges now, think of how it's going to be when she's 10. And that was sobering.
I would definitively go to a restaurant that had better options included in what my kids would eat.
I know my kids, if they saw the menu and it has fruits, vegetables, the healthy options, they choose that and they really enjoy it.
If it's all fried food, either they'll eat off my plate of something that's healthier or we just won't go back.
I would love to see ways that we can think of the kids a little better than we do.
I want to make sure they live a long time. I want to live to see these kids have grandkids, and I want to see them have grandkids as well too. And eating healthy and being active, are those two things go hand in hand. If they can do those things, they're great.
I would like for my children to learn to make better choices. But if the choices aren't presented to them, then they can't choose the better option. So I'd like for there to be some better options on the menu.